Let's talk about self-accountability. Because have you ever met one of them people that's like, I am so fucked up because so-and-so did this to me, because they did this to me. I'm a drug addict because my family treated me bad. I am so miserable because my husband cheats on me and treats me like shit. I am so this and that because whoever did whatever to me. Like, they never take any self-accountability. That is a problem. I can remember my addiction so many times blaming everything on my freaking mother. Okay, now I'm not going to say that we didn't have a strain in our relationship and we didn't have issues, but when I turned 18 years old, whenever I left this household, whenever I was grown, any choice that I made was on me. What kind of sense does that make that I'm 20 years old sitting in a motherfucking trap house putting a needle in my arm and saying that's my mama's fault? And I hate to say it, but I don't care who made you feel any type of way. Your choices off of those feelings are your motherfucking choices, okay? You do not act off of feelings. Acting off of emotions and feelings will get you fucked up, but in the end, that is always your fault. So what if that man went and stuck his dick in something else? So what if your baby mama did you dirty? So what if who did this? Everything from that moment forward is your choice. If you chose to stay there, then you chose to stay there. Take that shit in peace and shut the fuck up, because that's your choice. I saw used to be like, oh, I'm strung out in the streets because my baby daddy wasn't shit. I'm strung out in the streets because my mother doesn't accept me. I'm strung out in the streets because somebody did this to me. No, I was strung out in the streets because I chose to be a motherfucking drug addict, got strung out and beat in the motherfucking streets. I ended up in prison because I made choices that put me in prison. No one else put me there but my motherfucking self. That is where people go wrong. They put the blame on everyone else. When you can stand up and take self-accountability, you can finally take control of your life. You can finally take control of your addiction. You can finally take control of your situation because you know that it's all on you. The choice that you make is about you. So don't be going around blaming other motherfuckers for your problems. People is gonna let you down, and people is gonna fuck you over, and people is gonna do you dirty. That's why you never put a human being on a pedestal, because they will always fall back off of it and you will always end up hurt. But guess what? You gotta eat that shit. You gotta heal, baby, and you gotta let it go, because if not, that's when that bitterness gonna build up inside of you. And once you get bitter, you ain't got no love, and you gonna blame everybody because you can't see past your bitterness. That is a point of self-accountability as well. Now, there is some things that's gonna happen to you that you ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? And you just gonna have to go through that. I've had some real fucked up shit happen to me, okay? I've had a man do some fucked up shit to me, but I just motherfucking ate that shit, healed from it, and moved on. Some things you cannot change, but just know that if it's something in that type of situation, that's not your fault, but all you can do is heal from it, and you cannot project that on other people. And I realized that my situation was my fault. My life got so much better, okay? I am now able to control what goes on in my life because I know it is my choice. Self-accountability matters. It is not no one else's fault but your own, okay, in the situation that you were in. You can always get out of it. You can always stop. Okay, drug addiction is hard, but you can always get some help.